Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and today I am sharing my presentation about Wavecon Telecom analysis, and this presentation is all about insight generation presentation. Okay, this is a part of my internship program from AtliQ Technologies. So let's get started. Okay, now for the introduction, we need to understand the necessity for the companies to switch from 4G technology to 5G technology. Okay, and the key factors are like telecom companies must upgrade from 4G to 5G to meet rising demands for higher speeds, greater connectivity, and better user experience. Okay, and the shift is highly relevant in urban centers where data consumption and active users are at an all-time high, and where competing for market share requires cutting-edge technology. Okay, for Wavecon, launching 5G technology was essential to capture new revenue streams, reduce churn, and secure our position as a market leaders. Okay, so when we look at the first insight, that is, what is the impact of the 5G launch on our revenue? Okay, so when we look at this diagram, so I will walk you through the dashboard that I have created. So before that, so let's understand when did we actually move from 4G to 5G. Okay, so if you just look at the 8 months data, here you can see that Jan, Feb, March and April were before 5G. That means at that time the company was running on 4G technology, and in the month of June, July, August and September, so 5G technology was launched. So we are comparing the data between before and after 5G technology implementation. So that is a comparison that we are actually doing. So when I talk about the Power BI dashboard that I have created, here you can see that the total revenue is 31.9 billion. Average revenue per user is 200. Okay, that is the average revenue per customer, and total active users are like 161.7 million, and total users unsubscribed once we moved from 4G to 5G are 12.6 million. Okay, so we are looking at these KPIs. Okay, see here you can see that we have mentioned different cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata till Raipur, and total revenue generation is mentioned here, that is before 5G implementation and after 5G implementation. Okay, and here we have the distribution of both the sides, and here we have the percentage change in between before and after the 5G technology implementation. Okay, and so this dashboard shows everything about the KPIs, and when we look at the market level analysis, see we have our market competitors as a PIO and some other competitors, and Dada phone. So it's a basically a imaginary company that we are using here, and then we have our Wavecon, and then it's Brittle. Okay, so these are the competitors in the market, and here you can see the changes. Here you can see the value change, and when we look at the market share percentage, so this is how it appears. Just one moment. Okay, yeah, see here you can see the market share trend, how it is changing from one company to another company. Okay, so here we will be able to see all the stats and data distribution. So here I have mentioned my revenue based on the top 5 cities and the bottom 5 cities, and my unsubscribed users, my total subscribers based on like top 5 cities and bottom 5 cities, and average revenue per user. So those all things are mentioned here. Okay, and now when we look at the plan, so here we have multiple plans like P1, P2, and you can see the distribution of that. It's 1.5 GB, that was P2, and the P1 is like for 2 GB per day combo for 3 months. Okay, so here we have multiple plans like that starting from P1 to P13. Okay, and the revenue generation is distributed across different months from Jan to April and June to September. Okay, so here we can see the top and bottom 5 cities which are doing well and which are not doing well. Okay, so when we look at the insight that I have generated from this dashboard, so just one moment. Yeah, so the impact of 5G launch on revenue. From the overall KPI, total revenue is 31.9 billion. Okay, revenue before 5G was 16 billion, and after 5G it declined slightly to 15.9 billion, showing a drop of 0.5%, that is shown as negative value. Okay, and the city-wise data also reflects mixed performance. Some cities like Lucknow and Gurgaon saw gains, while others like Delhi and Chennai saw declines. So these insights have their own factors that have mattered. Okay, and overall the 5G launch has not yet increased revenue significantly because it's at the beginning of the launch. Okay, but it has stabilized user interest in high data plans. Okay, and when we look at which KPI is underperforming after the 5G launch, okay, so when we consider the KPIs, the important KPIs are average revenue per user, total active users, total unsubscribed users, and monthly average. Okay, as you can see, everything is mentioned here. So the launch of 5G has resulted in a slight decrease in total revenue. Okay, because this is the beginning stage. So pre 5G revenue stood at 16 billion, dropping to 15.9 billion post launch. Okay, a decrease of 0.5%. Okay, while some cities maintained stable performance and others showed a marginal revenue decline. Okay, and notably major city revenue figures like Mumbai and Delhi stayed robust, but overall monthly trends indicate no significant uplift. After the 5G launch, which plans are performing well in terms of revenue and which plans are not performing well? Okay, so well performing plans are like Smart Recharge Pack, that is 2 GB per day for 3 months. So this is plan 1, P1. Okay, excelled, generating 4.2 billion total revenue and 2.4 billion after 5G compared to 1.5 billion before. Okay, so that is the difference that you can see. Other plans like P2 and P3 also show sustained or improved revenue month over month, and underperforming plans like plans from P10 to P13 have relatively low monthly revenue, with some cities reporting bottom tier billing. Okay, so I'm basically talking about this part. Okay, so this part here you can see the dip in revenue generation. So here people started showing less interest towards P10 to P13 plans. Okay. Okay, so is there any plan affected largely by the 5G launch? Should we continue or discontinue that plan? Okay, the smart recharge pack P1 saw the largest positive impact, with post 5G revenue outpacing pre 5G collections. Okay, and plans with persistently low revenue output, such as those at the bottom of the ranking, like example P10 to P13, should be reviewed for discontinuation or major overhaul, focusing instead on the combos driving users engagement. Okay, so based on the user engagement on which plan is doing well, we need to improvise that plan. Okay, and if the customer interaction is very less with any particular plan, then we need to discontinue that. That is what the statement says. Okay, so is there any plan that is discontinued after the 5G launch? What is the reason for it? So the data suggests select lower performing plans like P12, P13 have either been discontinued or deprioritized, as their post 5G monthly revenues are negligible or missing. Okay, and reason for discontinuation includes insufficient user adoption, high churn, and lack of differentiation compared to popular combo packs. Okay, so this is all about my presentation today. So I'm looking out for valuable feedbacks from your end, and so kindly share your feedback, like what is good in my presentation and what are the areas of improvement that I need to look for. And thank you so much for your time, and have a great day ahead.